Let me save you 5 years in America because Haitian women move to America with ambition. And the country greets you with traps. Not traps like evil people are waiting for you, but traps like system that look normal here. But this system will quietly drain you if you don't understand the rules. And the reason I'm qualified to say this is because I watched it happen in real time. I've seen brilliant Haitian women land here with degrees, work ethic, pride, intelligence, everything. And then 5 years later, they're exhausted, but they can't explain why their life still hasn't changed. They're working harder, but they're moving slower. And this is not because they are not capable. It's because America has certain rules and nobody gives you the handbook when you land. So I'm going to give you 5 warnings I would tell Haitian women before moving to America. And I'm saying it as your guide, not as someone who's trying to scare you. Because America is still aspirational for many immigrants. So you can build real stability here. You can build wealth here. But only if you avoid the traps and learn how to move. So let's get into it. Here's why this conversation is so important. When you move to America, you can end up stuck in one of two lives. Life number one, you work forever, you pay bills forever, and your money disappears. You look busy, but you never feel secure. And then there's life number two, where you learn the rules early, you build your foundation, you raise your income bracket, you invest, and then you create options for yourself. Same country, but two different outcomes. And what makes this personal is Haitian women are often the backbone. We hold families together. We are ambitious. We sacrifice. We hustle. But hustle without strategy, it's going to keep you poor in America. So these 5 warnings, they're not negative. They are protective. They are how you rise above the noise and then you build a life that makes you proud. So I'm basically speaking from my own experience because I'm not a theorist. I'm someone who had to learn these things the hard way through real life, real bills, real decisions. And the reason I'm confident today talking about this is because I've lived through credential reset, to low wage traps, to overtime traps. I've lived through lifestyle temptation. I've lived through predatory contracts. I've also lived through something that looks like it's going to give you status, but it ends up trapping you. I've also lived through the long game of building wealth. So when I say I warn Haitian women, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just trying to give you a shortcut. All right? Now, here we go. First warning, the credential reset. When you move to America, you may have to reset your credentials, meaning that the degree that you earned in Haiti, even from a top institution, it may not be recognized here at face value. Now, I want to be balanced. There are jobs where you won't have to reset everything. If you went to, for instance, a secretarial school, business school, administration, if you speak English, even with an accent, you can often get into hotels, hospitality, catering, and administrative roles. So yes, there are lanes where your skills transfer fast, but for many ambitious Haitian women, they arrive here and they're shocked. They assumed I have a degree, I'm educated, I'm smart. And then America is like, cool, now start over. And that shock is what keeps people stuck because they spend years in low wage work doing overtime thinking, oh, I'll just work harder. But in America, work harder doesn't automatically mean I get paid more. So here's the part where I guide you. My advice is not to stay in low wage work for years and call it a plan. Low wage work can be a bridge, yes, but a bridge is not a home. So the real strategy is reset your credentials very early on. Because the sooner you do it, the sooner you unlock a different salary bracket. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I think after about a year and a half living here, I said to myself, I need to go to college. Not because I didn't have an education in Haiti, but because I understood quickly the American system reward credentials. And what people don't know is some of what I studied in Haiti, I had already covered. I went into computer science. So calculus 1 and calculus 2, I did that in high school in Haiti. And I studied several languages in high school too. When you reset, it doesn't mean that you have to start at zero. You can get credit. You can test out. You can move faster than a person who's never done this before. And here's the bigger point. If you were, for instance, an accountant in Haiti, becoming a CPA in the United States is not as hard as someone who's never done accounting. So if you were a nurse, there are bridge programs. If you were a professional, you have a foundation that you can build on that foundation. So don't let the reset discourage you. Let it motivate you to move faster. And let me say something that Haitian women need to hear. America has flexibility in education that we did not have growing up. So you can work full time and take classes online. You can work full time and take night classes. So there's a lot of flexibility here in the educational system. And that's what I took advantage of. So my warning is this: do not get stuck, because the hardest worker at the low wage job doesn't get rich. They get used. And the other thing is that the goalpost keeps moving. That goalpost. Because also your job description can expand to the additional work that you were already doing, and your salary stays the same. A warning number one is not being scared. I'm not scaring you. I'm trying to tell you to be proactive. If you're coming here, start planning your credential path very early. All right. Warning number two, what becomes a wealth leak in America that I observe. And Haitian women, this is where we have to talk honestly. This is tough love. Because we have cultural pressure to send money back home, and I'm not saying do not help back home. I'm saying without boundaries, it will drain you, because ambitious Haitian women are often the most successful in their family system. You become the primary ATM machine, and it starts really small. It starts like, can you send $50? Can you send $100? Just this one time. But one time becomes every month. And here's the problem. If you send away all your surplus, the extra money that you're making, you will never have seed money. No seed money means you can't buy stocks, you can't buy real estate, you can't do business investment, you have no savings buffers, no emergency fund, no peace. So my advice is simple, and it will protect your nervous system. Treat yourself like a business. Have a budget. Put yourself on your priority first. You are the number one person on the priority list. And then set a fixed monthly amount for family support. For instance, that family support budget can be $200 per month. When the money is done, it's done. Not because you don't love them, but because you cannot lift people out of poverty if you remain financially fragile yourself. And this boundary will also protect you from resentment, because resentment happens when you keep giving beyond what you can truly afford. So you decide, and then you just say, hey, this is what I can do, and stand on it. And if someone pressures you beyond that amount, the answer is, I don't have it this month, next month. As simple as that. This is how you build wealth in America while still being generous, because generosity without boundaries, it becomes self-sabotage. Third warning, the busyness trap. America rewards specialization, being really good at one thing. Haitian survival rewards hustling, doing many small things at once. So when you get here, you might be tempted to work 2 or 3 service jobs. And it sounds very smart at first. Oh, the money is definitely going to stack. But for an ambitious woman, that's a trap. Because when you work 80 hours a week at minimum wage, you have zero time for education, zero time for networking, zero time for skill building, zero time for strategy, zero time for rest, and zero time for planning your next move. So you're giving your entire life to someone else's dream. And you'll say, hey, but I have bills. Yes, I know you do. But here's the trap inside the trap. America is full of instant gratification offers designed to keep you working. Instant gratification, good credit not required. You can get a car, lease it for only $200 a month. You can rent furnitures. You can rent this $10,000 living room. And now your hustle doesn't even build your future. It's building payments. So the real move is what I did. Be a minimalist. That's it. I'm not saying live like you're suffering. I'm saying don't let America trick you into paying monthly for status. Because if you keep monthly payments low, you keep your freedom high. And this is where I bring in one of my most personal stories. When I bought my first home in Florida, I was able to do that because I lived like a minimalist. I was in a 1-bedroom apartment paying $600 a month. I was working full time. I was going to school full time. So I was never home. So needless to say, my electric bill was like $10 a month. I had no cable, and I had just the basics. And that's how I saved for a down payment on that house. And that house was a brand new home. I chose the land, I chose the design, picked every single thing in the house. And my mortgage was about $700 a month. And I ended up putting a tenant in there for $900 a month. And the tenant was a single mom with 3 kids. She was so happy to find that brand new house for her babies. And I never raised the rent on her because it covered my mortgage, and it left me with extra. And that story matters because it shows what delayed gratification can do for you. You don't build wealth by looking rich. You build wealth by staying light. Now, let me tell you the story that taught me America can be predatory. When I got my first apartment, a studio, I had a TV on layaway at Circuit City. The TV was like $200 or something. And layaway was great at the time because there was no interest. I'd pay monthly and I'll get it when it's paid off. But I did not have a TV while I was waiting to finish paying off the TV I had on layaway. So I let a friend convince me to rent a TV for a month or 2 or 3. I did not do the math. I signed the contract without reading it. I know. And the one day I sat down and I actually read the contract, I did the math and I realized that by the time I finished renting this TV, I would be paying for 2 TVs. It was a predatory business model. And I took that TV back the next weekend. And I told my friend, I will never do this again. And that's the lesson. America will offer you, you can have it marketing, not you can afford it marketing. It will say, It's only $300 a month. But $300 a month becomes a prison when you're stacking 10 monthly payments. So, warning number three is don't confuse being busy with being productive. Productivity is building your future, but busyness can be building someone else's profit. Fourth warning, the W 2 income trap. In Haiti, a high paying job is often the pinnacle of success. But in America, high earners, doctors, engineers, lawyers, they are heavily taxed. If you only rely on W 2 income, your income is going to be taxed a lot. So if you want to build wealth in America, you need something that allows you to deduct expenses. You need business ownership. You need independent contractor work, something that gives you tax strategy and more control of your money, because you cannot save your way out of poverty with W 2 alone. You need investments, you need assets, you need a vehicle that grows. And this is why I tell Haitian women, don't just chase salary. You have to chase structure. You have to chase strategy. You have to chase assets. My fifth warning is lifestyle creep. Once you start earning a good salary, the pressure to look the part, it's very real. Expensive car, designer bags, bigger house, live in a specific zip code. And for many people, the American dream, it becomes high interest debts that look like success, but it feels like a cage. And I love the way that a friend of mine described it. She had a decent sized home. The mortgage was good. Everything was perfect for them. Then they convinced themselves that they needed a bigger house. The market ended up changing drastically. And the words that she used, she said to me, I traded my perfectly affordable home for golden handcuffs. That line is powerful because that's what lifestyle creep is. You look successful on the outside, but you're wearing gold handcuffs. So the strategy is live like a student even when you're making six figure. Use your surplus to buy assets, real estate, stock, build a business. Delayed gratification is going to become your superpower. And yes, Haitian women, first generation millionaire is possible, but not if you keep choosing instant gratification. All right, so let me recap the five things that I warn Haitian women about before moving to America. The number one was credential reset. Plan early so you unlock higher salary brackets fast. And then you have the wealth leak. Set a fixed budget to send money back home so that you don't end up depleting your surplus. Busyness versus productivity. Don't hustle yourself into exhaustion and monthly payments. And then the W 2 trap. You have to build a second vehicle, business, contractor, investment, so taxes don't eat everything. And then the last one, lifestyle creep. Don't trade your freedom for gold handcuffs. And here's the thing I want you to walk away with. America is still a land of opportunity for many immigrants, but you have to learn how to move. You have to become strategic, not just Asian women, we already know how to work. And that fifth warning is the one that most people realize too late. And I'm telling you this truth because I don't want you to just survive. Now it's time to learn how to build. Here's my question for you. Which one of these five warnings that you wish someone told you sooner? Drop the number in the comments and tell me why. For those new here, I'm Webley. I show up here daily, imperfect on purpose, to give immigrant Black women the proof that you can reclaim your voice, skip the tech drama, and build a bold life online. If you're ready to stop shrinking and start building your legacy, hit subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with more. Merci en pile, and I'll see you then.